Hey everyone, my presentation is on the subject of my issue paper, which is Online Constructivist Instruction for Adult Learners. If you'd like to view the issue paper I wrote, you should be able to find it linked on this Canvas post or in the description of the YouTube video here, or by following the Z-link on this slide. So as I've mentioned in this course, I work as an ed tech at the University of Minnesota, and as such I have a lot of opportunities to work on instructional projects specifically geared to adult learners, one of which actually occurred concurrently with this course. We piloted an online facilitated course for university supervisors to help develop their supervisory competencies. Because of my experience rolling out this instructional design and participating in this course, I've had a lot of questions in mind. How do you design an online constructivist course for adult learners? How do you overcome learner skepticism? What if your learners struggle with technology? All of this I actually faced in my experience through work. Lucky for me, there's a whole lot of research on this topic, so much so that it feels like I'm only scratching the surface. As you see on the screen here, Bonnie Cabelli of the University of St. Francis in Illinois does an awesome job gathering what feels like all contemporary research on building an online community for adult learners, coming to the conclusion that the discussion boards are an essential tool for online constructivist instructional designers. Brooks and Brooks highlight the 5 guiding principles of constructivism in their book, In Search of Understanding, the Case for Constructivist Classrooms. And this is focused more on in-person instruction, but Sang Chan does a wonderful job putting the principles into the context of online instruction, which I'll go over starting with the next slide. So the first principle, Sang Chan right there at Weber University, is to make instruction relevant to learners, to pose problems of emerging relevance. Chan recommends the use of discussion boards and video. I think Flipgrid is a wonderful tool for this, or audio, I think VoiceThread here, to implement realistic case study scenarios for learners to really grapple with the material in a realistic way. The second principle is that instruction should be centered around the primary concept rather than broken into granular parts. This is because when large concepts are sectioned off and broken into pieces, learners lose the context of the big picture and struggle to connect the information to their real life context, which is central to constructivism. Chan recommends piquing learner interest with video or audio when introducing a new topic. After this, they should provide a variety of resources that allow learners to analyze the ones that are most interesting to them, and then the learners should follow through by sharing what they've learned on the course discussion board. The third principle is to seek and value learners' views. I think instructors can do this by making rich discussion central to the design of the online course. Instructors can pose meaningful questions that urge discussion and also make discussion a course requirement, make it a requirement to participate for learners. Kind of segueing off that, instructors should avoid a right and wrong assessment system because it reinforces the idea that it's more important to be right than to have interesting ideas or develop critical thinking skills. Alternative form of assessments for adult learners, such as learning contracts or assessments by an adult learner supervisor or coworker, can be effective. The fourth principle is to adapt the curriculum to address student suppositions. Instructors should do a learner analysis and individualize instruction based on that. To learn more about your adult learners' perspectives, individual assignments can be useful. I would also note that while it's important to give prompt and relevant feedback for individual assignments, some adult learners kind of crave more critical and constructive feedback. So feedback is another area that should be adapted to individual learners and meet them where they are. Finally, the fifth principle is that learners should be assessed in the instructional context, in this case, the online context. Given the different nature of online instruction in comparison with in-person instruction, individual performance should be assessed on participation in discussions and the quality of their responses, and performance in authentic contextual assignments. So the internet isn't going away, and online instruction isn't either. There's a huge shift in how instruction is occurring, and naturally, how professional development is occurring for adult learners. Adult learners may experience frustration with this for a variety of reasons. For example, someone who grew up with objectivist and in-person instruction may be jarred by online constructivist instruction. Many professional adult learners lack time and requisite online acclimation to really feel comfortable in an online course with self-direction. I think time and tech skills are the biggest barriers audience faces, that my adult learning audience face. Because of this, instructors and designers need to be aware of the hardship participants may face and reach out when it's clear that they're struggling. So how would I design this? I could go into more depth than I think the Pecha allows, but I'd start my second iteration of what my department piloted by setting clear expectations about what the course may feel like for them. I'd call out the differences between objectivism and constructivism, and define constructivism as the underlying theory for the course design. My hope would be that by clearly defining the foundation of the course and letting my adult learners know that they may experience frustration, that it's okay, they will be more easily able to handle the challenges that this new instructional experience brings them. So all of my research here assumes the debate between objectivists and constructivists has long ended, with the constructivists coming out on top. Judging by the work my classmates and I did in weeks 6 and 7, I think most of us would agree that this is the present reality. I'd also suggest that while constructivism prevails in person, I think course designers struggle to create effective online constructivist courses in general. So the internet is not a fad. We have a more globalized world than ever before. Industry and society are widely dispersed yet deeply interconnected, and professional adults no longer have the time to take physical courses on top of their daily responsibilities. We need to meet them where they are, which is online. Online constructivist instruction is the future of professional development, and we all need to be prepared to deliver the best possible courses and to transition learner expectations away from objectivism and towards constructivism. Here are my references. I had the last half of my conclusion on this slide because I ran out of time, but if you want a closer look at what I referenced in this presentation, please look at the last 2 pages of my paper. Thank you very much.